When trying to give advice goes wrong. My name is Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. And this is a hot topic because there are so many people who don't run their own lives very well, but when it comes to running someone else's life, they or you are right there. And you know what? It is a tremendous responsibility to give somebody advice in their marriage. And we never do that. We don't really give marital advice at the Marriage Foundation. What we do, and we try not to analyze people's situations. What we try to do is help people step back so that they could see for themselves what's going on from their point of view, and then we let them know that they are equipped to do the best they can because they have the same tools we have, which is volition, free will, but they have an added advantage over us. And this is why giving advice always goes wrong. We're not there. When people share with you what's going on, they're not giving you the full story. They can't. They don't even know the full story themselves. Think about how we perceive things. We see things through these eyes. The mind takes into consideration everything that it's ever experienced in the past, and for efficiency's sake, tries to overlay past experiences onto the current experience so it thinks it knows what to do. Well, we get into trouble with this. And so we run into a situation where it doesn't feel right. So we ask somebody, or someone asks us, hey, what would you do? You're crazy if you give an answer. We at the Marriage Foundation know how to answer those questions. We could tell people what's happened in the past. We could tell people, for instance, one of the big questions that comes up. I found out my husband is texting another woman. What should I do? Almost everybody in the world today says, well, confront him, get it all out on the table. Maybe you can heal things. And I go, no, that's crazy. From experience and from vicarious and personal knowledge, I know confrontation is the worst thing to do. Why? Number one, confrontation is an attack. If you see it as anything else, then you're missing the point. It's an attack. And so a person who is attacked, I'm just giving you how we see things, is going to fall into the category of fight or flight. They're going to be defensive. Their defensive mechanisms will always respond to an attack the same way. So you're not going to be able to work out things through confrontation. It'll cause trouble. But we know that from experience and the research that I've done for marriages so that I could help marriages. But other people don't have that luxury of time or inclination. So they're giving advice from how they see things and from how they perceive things and based on their own triggers, their own buttons, right? So giving advice is asking for trouble. For one thing, the chances of your being right are slim to none. Now, they might be right for you in the situation as you heard it, but that doesn't mean it's going to be right for them. And so when you put yourself in the position of an authority and you give people advice based on your subjective inclinations, you're going to get bad karma for that. Because you're setting them down a path that they don't have handrails for. Because what you do next, after someone does what you just told them to do, is important too. You don't want, marriages aren't solved like test questions or a quiz. A marriage is supposed to be happy. It's supposed to be fulfilling. It's supposed to get better every single day. It's supposed to be filled with love. So in your own marriage, you should be constantly feeding into your space of marriage love, good vibes, things that produce happiness. Well, you could give that advice because it's very general. You could say, well, marriages are, you got married to be happy, so you just have to do things that will make you and your spouse happy. That's fine. Giving that kind of general advice, no problem. Don't get into the specifics. Or, my God, you're setting up all kinds of trouble. I got a call a couple of years ago from my best friend. He says, Paul, my sister gave her son advice, his wife, blah, blah, blah. And so needs to see you. I said, no problem, I'll see him. And I'll pay you, he says. I said, no, you won't. But you could donate to the Marriage Foundation if you want. It's a nonprofit foundation, and that's what happened. He came to see me, and the advice that his mom had given him was horrible. So within an hour, may have spent more time with him than that. I never was a clock watcher. For me, I'm goal-oriented. I want to make sure that the person is on the right track so that they can solve their own problems. He was all smiles when we parted. He checked in with me a couple months later to say thank you. It really helped him. I never gave him advice. I just showed him how to look at it. I asked him what he thought. I said, you don't even have to tell me what your thinking is, but these are the things that you may consider. It's very dangerous to give advice. You're taking on the responsibility for an outcome. It's not your business to do that. Even if you were perfect. Look, if advice was a good thing, God would be giving us advice all the time because he loves us, right? He'd come down and we'd say, God, I have this little problem here. And he'd go, oh, no problem, just do this, this, this. But that's not how we're meant to evolve. That's not what it's all about. So leave the advice giving to those who are stupid enough to give advice. Or send them to the Marriage Foundation because we're stupid enough, but we know when to not cross the lines and we know where the lines are. And our advice is free. Writing into the counselors, there's no charge because we are a nonprofit foundation. Well, I hope this helps you. And you too can write into the Marriage Foundation. We have people who write to us all the time, say, I want to be a counselor. And we want you to be a counselor if you have the right aptitude too. But don't be an armchair, what do they call those people? An armchair detective. You're better off making your own marriage phenomenal. Work on that. All right, blessings to you, blessings to your family. Please don't hesitate to write into us if you have a question. We're here for you. God bless.